I want to walk you guys through the World Book Fair in New Delhi, and I have to tell you about my full experience right from the entrance, as it was packed with massive crowds, long lines, security checks, baggage checks, and the whole deal even before you just stepped inside. But once I walked in, it honestly felt like another world. So as I walk through this place, this is where it gets filled with people, and I'm entering a little early, so it's way less crowded than it should be and it would be. So let's go ahead and check out what happens inside. There were so many things happening at the same time, events, talks, activities, and it just went on, and this event just kept on giving and giving. This was just like a whole different networking experience or a networking opportunity that I thought was in my hands. And as we walked into the security check, this is where our bags get scanned and we get checked, and obviously the security guards get all touchy and feely and check if we have any bombs, guns, make sure it's all good to go and we're safe and sound. And all this entire place is filled with events, talks, and activities, and even food stalls. So you can imagine just how many people would enter and how many people will be going ahead and looking at books and obviously speaking with different people, bringing in friends, bringing family. And it was the time when there was a long weekend. So obviously it pretty much and pretty quickly turned into something much deeper and way more educational for me than I even thought of. It was so overwhelming because this was my first event as an author, and so I got to meet different people from different backgrounds and just united by the love for books. Everywhere I looked, there were just bookstalls, publishers from all around, sections and sections of secondhand books, shiny new releases, and even educational books, and food stalls just calling out from everywhere on one side of the corner, and people just walking around and wandering around, hoping to find something new. I was actually shocked by how many people were there. So many readers from different levels, different backgrounds, just united by this love for books. Watching people's curiosity, listening to their questions, it just reminded me why I started writing in the first place. To interact with these people, to solve problems, to open their eyes to see how I see things. It helped me understand for whom I'm writing and the people that I'm actually trying to solve problems for. So this was a completely out of the world experience. In this video, you're going to see little snippets of my conversation with people who bought my book, people who didn't like my approach, or people who didn't like the topic I was talking about. You'll hear some of the raw conversations, their thoughts, their reactions, and what actually stayed with me throughout this entire experience. So I hope you'll stay with me and watch till the end and really experience the fair through my eyes. My book was published through Notion Press, and it was honestly a very cool experience. They helped me so much through the entire publishing process, and seeing my book out there in the middle of all this chaos and excitement, it was surreal. So come on with me. Hey, busy people.
Hi.
So what's this concept with this
so
truck?
we're starting a bookstore.
Yeah, and
the whole point is to digitalize and create infrastructure for actual bookstores, but we didn't want to set it up in one place. We want to test different market spaces, different readers.
so what? It's like a moving truck.
Moving truck. Yeah.
So go around India, or
It'll start in Tamil Nadu and then pan India.
and what books what books do they take? Like bestsellers or?
So it'll be books from different publishers. We'll see what readers like. The whole point is to build a bookstore that can recommend books. Like earlier, maybe early 2000s when you went to Landmark, the guys in the store would know what to recommend.
Books,
That's no longer happening. So it's to change that. Maybe bring a tech layer that can help. Also, just the back end for a bookstore to run is all analog right now. The whole plan is to digitalize it with this.
That's super cool.
The Notion Press store is the best looking and also the neatest store in the entire World Book Fair.
That's where the interviews happen.
The Delhi Book Fair has been an amazing place to showcase my book, and it's been an amazing place for all the authors that I've met as well. But it's definitely been such an eye-opener for me because I've seen so many people and so many people from different industries and different walks of life. Because my book is about education and technology and AI, it's been something that's connected with a lot of people because that is what we're currently going through. And just looking at how many people, how many children, kids are really into books I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I never thought that this many people could ever like books. And it's so amazing to see how the approach has been for them to actually relate with authors, speak to people, speak to others in the store, try to understand more about the books, get the backstory of the author and their stories. I'm just sitting outside the Notion Press store and just sat here talking to you guys and have a look at just the amount of people that are walking through. This is so many people just buzzing into stalls, and it's not just one bookstore. There's so many bookstores. Just imagine how much you must love books and how much people must love books for them to go to different stalls, speak to different people, understand each and every book that they purchase. Obviously you might have some impulse buys and you might have some things that you're particular about, but I'm specifically shocked by the response that I get from just speaking to people and just having a conversation with them and understanding what are they doing and what they do in their life, and really just speaking to them about their life and their story, and then talking to them about their book, about my book. And once they're able to relate, they get a copy. I'm sure we're nearly going to hit around 100 copies just in these 5 to 6 days. And it's been such an eye-opener and an amazing experience. And as content creators, as authors, and as a business owner, this has been a different level of networking, because yes, I've gone to so many events and networked, but this sort of networking, connecting with the end user who's going to be reading your book, and then they want to know more about you. They want to connect with you personally after they read the book. So I've made it a point, if you're watching this and you've read my book, please do connect with me. And if you haven't got your book, or if you haven't got a copy yet, go ahead, check the comments below and get your copy today. The other thing that has amazed me is just the experience of after connecting with all these readers and after speaking to them and trying to understand their perspective, and some people agree, some people disagree. The conversations are just amazing. But at the same time, just watching the books go off the shelf and not seeing the book on the shelf anymore. And right now, I look at the bookshelf, which we have no books left. Hopefully we're waiting for the restock, but hopefully that comes in soon. It's been an overwhelming experience, but at the same time it's been an eye-opener. Just seeing your book go off the shelf has been a new experience for me. Obviously we sell products, we sell services. That's a different experience when people when sales close. But this, when you connect with readers, you sign it off for them, you sit with them, you talk to them, and they purchase a book from your shelf, and the shelf is basically empty. That is just an experience that I'm sure I hope some of you can relate with, but if you cannot, it's an out of the world experience. People believing what you do, and they talking to you and accepting the change or the stuff that you want to do, and them also wanting to jump in on that train to help make that change. That is definitely something else.
Basically into personalized learning, one-to-one online learning.
So
I
is it
was
for children?
K-12 and university and schools, like everything. So anything education you can get from us. We have professors, we have teachers, we have 150 plus registered tutors online.
Okay.
But the difference that we're trying to make is like that one-to-one aspect, because not a lot of people are trying to do that. Because monetary wise it's not very lucrative as a business.
Is it for every educational system?
Yes, for
not just UK?
no. So we have it for UK, US, Canada, Australia. So I've been an international student all my life.
Okay.
So I was born in Chennai,
Okay.
but then grew up in Mozambique,
Okay.
and then finished my masters in the UK.
Okay.
So and I run my business in the US. So
Okay.
there's a lot going on.
Okay.
But so what prompted me to write this book was mainly this is about AI bridging the gap in education and technology. And obviously EdTech has like this negative connotation of it not living up to the expectation of people's educational needs. And that tech infused learning hasn't really sparked a lot of positive
So when you
sense.
say tech infused, are you talking about online learning?
Online learning, mostly online learning, just because that's where a lot of people have been impacted or not impacted. And so obviously parents are very apprehensive of AI also coming into the picture now.
Right.
And teachers are also worried about what AI is doing in classrooms, or what AI is doing for their studies, their thinking, and so on. So I wanted to put people's mind at ease, because we are working on building tech solutions for the education market. Although we build we have a tutoring app. And then we also have career building services, which we also have career building apps which help you build your resumes and so on, and a lot of your networking abilities and building a personal brand for your job search. So the concept of that was to kind of, because we as learners, we all study to get a job, but no one's actually teaching you out there how to get a job. I think it's only in India that you have this whole concept of placements. And so it's nice to have, but again, placements can only get you so far. And when you want to get into the job search, then you're again on the back seat, because you don't know what to do. Because when you got your undergrad, your first job was placements, right? So
what you are trying to do is put together education and kind of helping them build their future path.
yeah, their future. Yeah. So basically from everything. So I've been an advocate for personalized learning, which
My
is
daughter is in school.
so one-to-one personalized learning, and not replicating school outside of school.
Yeah.
And I do believe that schools should exist, and we do need schools. Obviously schools are going to have to refine themselves with tech coming in, because now you see a lot of schools, they have this 5-year goal or 5-year massive technology plan of implementing tech, and then once that person who implemented tech leaves, the tech goes with them. So they're still paying for it, and the parents are still paying for it, but no one's using the tech. So I also, as a consultant for schools and universities, I get into schools and universities, I ask them the list of tech they have, and we work with the school to actually implement that. Hi sir, what books do you like to read?
Mostly business oriented.
Okay, I'm the author of that book, sir.
EdTech,
So AI bridging the gap between education and technology.
Great.
Obviously, it's not there to replace people.
What do you think basically?
Well, I'll first ask you, sir. What do you think? And then I'll put my 2 cents.
I think this is EdTech exposed.
Yeah.
This is regarding EdTech or AI?
No. So basically, it's about obviously education and technology, and how AI is bridging the gap between education and technology. And what frameworks can we use? How can we use safe usage of AI? Because there's a lot of concerns, right, sir? So privacy becomes an issue, information becomes an issue.
Exactly.
Right information is also a big question. So how do we bring a balance and striking a balance between education and technology,
Great.
reduce the disparity between education and technology as well,
Great.
and make education more accessible to all?
So the title is like slightly
obviously,
For instance,
because
like you're highlighting that because lots of EdTech had lots of issues as well.
exactly, because everyone has a negative connotation
Exactly.
about EdTech.
So you're clearing
And
that
I
up
want to
and
clear
how-
it up, and I want to make sure people understand that EdTech is not just the bads that's going on. There are good and bad in everything.
Absolutely.
Now we need to understand as parents, students, and teachers, because
Correct.
they're the stakeholders.
Correct.
Right? Where as business owners, we are indebted to our shareholders.
Right.
Shareholders are different, stakeholders are different. Our stakeholders are our main people. They're our funnel. Right? People think the other way around. That's where the problem comes in EdTech.
Correct.
Right? We start commoditizing education. We start increasing customer engagement. We start focusing on customer retention, and we fall out of the connection with the customers themselves.
And you think this AI is totally changing now, it will change?
AI, AI will definitely make changes, sir, and there will definitely be positive changes, and there will be impact in negative ways as well.
Right.
Hey,
Is there any authors that we can meet?
I'm an author.
Acha, oh, okay. Acha, okay.
Oh, but very nice title. Like, why would you use
Yeah.
exposed? Like,
And
So
to
the
bridge
reason
gap.
the reason why I use the word exposed was to expose the current scenario of how EdTech is going.
Yeah.
Because in India, if you look at how EdTech is, if somebody says, "Hey, I run an EdTech," the first question is it like Byju's?
yeah, absolutely.
Right? I'm like, guys, it's so EdTech doesn't mean Byju's, right? So yes, Byju's had a big
I just
impact.
did a lot of
Yeah, they started
advertisement for
this
this
EdTech
thing.
definition.
Yeah, they shaped out like a lot of people. They give a lot of workforce, manpower. They did a lot of things in building the foundation of EdTech, and they still probably are, right? But the point of the matter there is, EdTech is not going anywhere,
Absolutely.
right? So just labeling an entire industry based on what's happened or what's the
Based
past,
on one or two companies,
so
right?
and even then, like, we're all learning. So at the same time, what I wanted to expose is I met the founder of Duolingo. Duolingo is going through the same issues. They're the biggest, probably, like gamified edtech platform, but they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's going after customer engagement. Everyone's going after customer everyone's going for customer engagement, customer retention.
Yeah.
No one's
The
really
screen
looking
time.
at the output of
Absolutely.
education.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where we come in, right?
That was the only thing. You know.
My thing is, we should always give personalized learning to everyone. And with AI, that's definitely possible. With AI, or when AI comes in into the picture of learning, I feel that you need more personalized learning than ever before. And personalized learning, I mean one-to-one.
Correct.
So in my company, which is EduSpace, we give one-to-one tutoring services. We give one-to-one career guidance. We don't do master classes. We don't do one session with one teacher and 100 students. We do one-to-one.
You
So,
got to convince me to take this book right now. Okay.
This is showing how, because education, if you understand technology and education, or EdTech, for example, you understand that you can either be on the education side or you can be on the technology side.
Right.
You can either build technology or you can give service as an education. You can't, like, it's very hard to see a lot of, it's very hard to see companies be in the middle. Right? And that's the problem. When you're for example, an EdTech company, if they do not have educators in the midst of them, then why are they EdTech? They're just a technology company
Right.
building something,
Right.
right? So that's what I go into. I deep dive into how education technology companies should operate, how they should bring fundamentals, concepts, or frameworks, showing frameworks. It's not just about customer service. It's not just about customer engagement. It's not just about customer retention. It's more about the services that we bring, how do we bring products and solutions to give value to the customer, and how do they learn from what we bring to the table.
The ethical part.
Yeah. So it's ethical part is there is the service part of it. How do you make people understand because if you look at, like, there's a case study which I've done on Duolingo, for example. Like, if you see, they have gamified the experience so much that now it's more like a game rather than an actual studying, or education. Now, if you look at EdTech, if anyone asks about EdTech in, like, India, you will see that a lot of people will be speaking about, like, Byju's or like all the failures and the bad stuff. No one really talks about the good stuff. So that's what I'm trying to say. AI is going to be helping there to bridge that gap.
Okay, we'll go for this. But there's just one small condition. You'd like to have your email ID and your phone number.
I have given my business card. Yeah.
Okay.
Please connect
And
with
then
me
we
on
can
social
even
media.
go ahead with this without having a discount.
I tried to understand what the readers were looking for, so I'd always ask them,
Anything in particular you're looking for, sir?
No.
What do you normally like to read?
I'm just looking for best. What can be the best step these days?
Okay.
I like couple of books.
I can recommend you a really good fast seller, written by myself.
Oh, okay, great.
Well, so this is basically about how AI is
Tech
helping.
exposed.
Yeah.
and then I would bring them into checking out my book. Obviously, there's a bias in it of telling them about my book or telling them to check my book out.
Well, I can give you a good nonfiction which I've written.
Okay.
I know it's biased, but this is a book that I've written. It's about education technology and how education is helping tech.
This is what helped turn these conversations or turn these pages, this book, into conversations and starters for understanding what they thought and what were their thought processes on education and technology. They would ask questions to know more about the book, and I was able to relate and also understand their side of the story, but also to make sure that I could hash out the questions they had in their mind and maybe even misconceptions that they had, to have open conversations and argue on certain topics, agree on certain topics, and also just allow them in on my mind and how I actually wrote the book.
Is your friend not interested in the book? No?
I don't know. I'm actually on Frederick Nietzsche. I don't know if I have time for it. I will though later. I will.
Well, you'll definitely have time. I mean, it's an easy read. So after you get it, please do come. I'll get a signed. I'll sign it for you, and then we can click some pictures as well.
Good. Wow.
You're not getting a copy, sir?
This is your first one?
Yes, sir.
First.
Please get a copy.
Let me just go through others also.
And finally, the salesperson inside me just kicks in.
There's basically 2 left.
So I couldn't go ahead without creating that urgency.
I'm a book cover designer.
Oh, okay.
I guess. Are you?
Well, this is my book. EdTech Exposed. Yeah.
AI?
Yeah, there is a parts of AI, how AI is helping bridge the gap between education and technology, but generally about how the education and technology market is and how tech should be working to help education and education should be helping to work tech.
As somebody who's anti-AI
Yeah,
and an artist,
yeah.
what would you tell me that would convince me to be pro-AI?
Well, you don't have to be pro AI or you don't have to be anti AI. So the main concept there is that we can all coexist. But the thing is, what we need to understand, like if people are saying that AI can replace certain facets, like AI is not replacing anything.
Okay.
Right.
How
So
is it bridging the gap?
AI is definitely going to help bridge the gap because it will make education more accessible, knowledge more accessible, and it will bring down the cost of education. And purely because if you look at right now education technology, right, we have a negative connotation because of what tech has done or the disparity that it's created between education and tech.
Yeah,
right?
that's the
And-
point. Like people know the disparities or like the
So-
water tank getting empty
Yeah.
or
So
the,
that disparity came because of certain like misconceptions and misimplementations, and that's what I break down on the right frameworks to focus on the 3 key stakeholders: parents, teachers, students. And how do we focus on using tech as an enabler and AI as a tool to bridge that gap between education and technology? And that's personally I feel that will be done through personalized learning. So, and when I say personalized learning, I mean one-to-one.
One-to-one, yeah, of course.
And one-to-one is like, although there's a lot of tech, it's moving fast, tech is happening all around the world, like AI is happening everywhere. If one-to-one starts coming back into picture and people start focusing on personalized learning from ground up, then everything will take a change.
Can I ask what was the thought behind the cover?
Yeah, so the thought behind the cover is, I think it's pretty simple. It's just about how AI is going to be an enabler. So I wanted the innovation or light bulb to replicate that, and then the human mind, because one of the biggest things that I talk about is like, humans obviously require empathy, and like we're social beings, so we need that human connection. So I definitely wanted a human head or on
Something
it.
to
Yeah.
bridge the gap.
So yeah, and then, well, I don't know how it looks, but yeah. What do you say on a scale of 1 to 10? You can be honest.
How brutally honest?
You can be very honest.
I feel like a good 5-ish.
Okay. It's my first book.
If you need a better designer for your second book, I'm here.
Yeah. So well, I did a couple of designs, and then I went ahead with this one.
Did you
so
do it yourself?
yeah, I did myself. Yeah.
Then I'm sorry, I should have been polite and nicer to you. Then it's a 7.
You write this book.
So I wrote this book basically to show how AI can bridge the gap between education and technology. I run an EdTech company myself, so our focus is mainly to give personalized learning. So AI is here and has shaken the world, right? So is trying to educate people on how to use AI the right way, and also how AI will bridge that gap between the education and technology, and show the right ways to use AI in classrooms, in schools, for your learning at home, and so on. So I have some frameworks written to show you how it can be useful.
And what put you into EdTech?
I wouldn't say nothing put me into EdTech.
Like,
I've always wanted to be in education. I've liked teaching or some form of education. And whilst that EdTech boom with all the e-learning, online learning was happening, I saw how not to run an education technology company, and hence I started my own. Went on this journey. This is 8 years of effort and hard work, which I've put into and written in 2 years. But yeah, we're changing the lives that we work with.
10 years of masterpiece.
Yeah.
I'm an old DC. I want AI.
Yeah,
I like AI.
Yeah.
Okay, but I feel that AI cannot replace human beings.
Yes, sir.
AI cannot do everything that we are doing.
Yes, sir.
Especially because you have picked a very good topic, education. What I feel is, like, the reason I'm over here, I'm 43 years old, is because I still love books.
Exactly.
But my nephew, he's not into this.
Yeah.
This is the difference of the education that we have from our time to his time.
True.
That students are actually walking away from the books.
Well, I beg to differ on that point alone, because I mean I'm shocked
I'm
to see.
very happy to see. I'm very happy. I'm not shocked. In fact, I'm very happy to see so many young.
See, we're human beings. We are social beings as well. We need people. I need to interact. We need to speak to people, to learn. So most children pick up habits and stuff from their parents.
That's true.
And so obviously learning starts when they're
at home.
out.
Yeah,
Learning starts, right?
Yeah, that's
so
correct.
so that's what I speak about. So basically we need that human interaction, and we need to, even when AI is there, we still use it as a tool, but we still need that human connection.
That's what.
Right?
Yeah,
So we
I
can't
agree on that.
replace people, right? Because a lot of people are like, hey, it's replacing these sort of jobs, it's replacing this sort of people. But it's not about the concept of replacement. Now we're going through a change, and change is hard, and obviously we're seeing that change impact people. But after that dies down, right, we're going to see AI should become like a tool, just like calculators, Microsoft Word. You use it as an effective point in your education, to build your education and to sharpen your skills in thinking, but you don't use it as the main thing.
That's correct. Very valid point. So, what is the difference? You said that you based out of US and UK. So, when you see the same thing, like I'm talking in terms of AI only, what is the difference that you see over here in India compared to US and UK?
Well, so thing is, in India, a lot of the people have embraced it in a way that because they have a lot of knowledge in building products and solutions and softwares, that people want to experiment. But at the same time, AI is a concept which is currently very westernized, and the content inside AI is all westernized.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you don't
that's true.
have personalized content for the Indian market, and that's why ChatGPT launched a freemium model just for collecting information on the Indian market.
Do you know, I have not even yet started using it.
Yeah, I mean, so, a lot of people have got onto that, right?
Yeah.
So, and so, like, and the thing is, even if you're not using it, there are other, like, let's say, for example, your phones, everything's already using those models to grasp the content,
Information that we're
somewhere
looking
it's
for.
going,
Somewhere,
right?
yeah.
So, because I'm into tech, like, we build tech solutions for the education market, and that's hence why I wrote the book as well. So, I specifically wanted to nail the points of how to make that change and how do we move from here. And see AI as a tool, and then how do we bring it back into education as well, and how do we make effective usage of technology also in schools and universities.
That's good. You just mentioned that, like, the content that we have is majorly Americanized and not actually meant for the Indian public.
Yes.
So what are you doing, because you are from the tech, you are developing all these things, so what are your initiatives that you are taking to make it more Indianized?
Okay, so what we do is our whole educational platform, our EdTech platform, and our career building services, everything that we do is particularly focused on one-to-one learning, one-to-one support. So if let's say you join for a support service, we help you fix your needs first. So we have like 100. Yeah, it's a full customized solution.
Yeah.
Although it's not maybe lucrative when it comes to a business solution, but it's more valuable for the end user, right? So we have like we have that as an aspect of like personalized learning, one-to-one learning, and that's why I think we are thriving, because that one-to-one learning is difficult to do, but if we do it in the right way, people get benefited. So the region question, right? The question about region doesn't come in when you're doing personalized stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're already speaking to them, you're understanding their problems, you're giving them solutions for them.
Correct. As per their need.
Yeah.
Technology. So, like, is it for the general people, or is it more for the people who are in education field?
So this is focused mainly, you'll have like educational. So the reason why I said EdTech Exposed was purely to make people understand that education technology is not like a reinvention, and so for parents, for teachers, for students to really understand, so they're all the stakeholders, right? The main three stakeholders of education to understand what it takes to actually implement this AI. It's not for someone who's so technical building products, because I mean, see, I want it to be relatable to people who are going to make the change. You might be someone who's going to make the change, but at the same time, you still need to understand the usage of AI. You still need to understand the usage of how technology and how education and technology are having this disparity.
So do you look at the philosophical aspect only, or do you talk about the various technologies which are there we can use?
Yeah, so I've literally talked about both. So because there's a lot of philosophical thoughts, whether is it right, is it wrong, right? So those are things that are spoken as well. And all, like, if you look at some of the if there are some frameworks as well, which I have put up. So the frameworks basically show you how to actually integrate the technology. So the logic model for AI in education, the technical infrastructure. So these are things that you as a normal person can understand, but at the same time, even if you are someone who's like in the administrative side or someone who wants to infuse that in your life, you can.
This line is wonderful, yeah. The power of learning and the power of education should be given back to the student.
Yes, sir. Ground up, like what changes should we do to make the right decisions?
A lot of changes in the education system,
Well, if you have your own thought processes, then I think it's definitely a good read, because I talk about a lot of the changes. As a student, what should happen? As a teacher, what should happen? As a parent, what should happen? So we're all students, teachers, and parents, or going to become parents.
Currently,
right?
I'm a student, so
I understand. So from your perspective, you'll definitely understand, because I walk through certain frameworks, understand certain concepts. on what education technology is currently doing wrong. Because I'm obviously, if you're going to school or whatever subject you're learning, you probably understand that there's tech infused in your classrooms, but not effectively being used.
Yeah.
Right. So that is one of the biggest talking points of every university school. How do we effectively use it?
But there also has to be a limit, right? The more you use the tech, the more it gets used wrong.
Yeah, so that's the balance that the striking balance that I talk about as well. So that's why I say AI will not replace teachers, but it will bridge the gap between the disparity between education and technology.
About how to earn money and how to make money.
Yeah, but earning money and making money comes from where? Like, you've got to have a skill set, right, to do that. So that skill set you can find, or you can fine tune, use tools like AI. That's an example. It's like AI is just a tool. So maybe like 10 years ago, people were earning money by using Word documents and like typing lots of articles, studies, research papers. But now research papers can be found using AI. So you can earn money through a lot of sources, but AI can also help you do that. And how can you do that? You've got to learn more about how to use AI the right way to make you make money. So I've put my WhatsApp number as well.
Okay.
So after you've read the book, please give me a full your thought process as well. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on the book. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So, what do you want to become?
A footballer.
I wish you all the best. I'm gonna write. So I've written in your book. I look forward to seeing you as a footballer.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I click a pic?
Yeah. Well, next time I come,
Yeah.
next time we're taking a picture is you scoring a goal.
For sure.
All right.
You had a question.
It's been a very, very tough proposition in the sense that tech changes so fast.
Yeah.
And people who know about tech are not the people who know about education and how to deliver education.
Exactly.
Okay, and people who can deliver education don't know about tech.
Yeah.
So bridging the gap is very difficult.
You know, there's a line exactly like that inside there.
Right. So, I mean, because you know the human resource cost.
Yeah.
अगर टीचर आपको 30,000 में भी मिल जाता है, लेकिन टेक्नोलॉजी वाला बंदा जिसको बेसिक्स आता है,
really sorry. I don't speak Hindi.
Right?
Okay.
Oh, you don't understand.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Speak, yes.
So I'm saying, you know, the cost of human resources, the cost of a teacher vis-a-vis cost of a tech person, it's so skewed, you know.
Yeah.
That you really can't get the kind of resources you need
Very
to
true.
marry
Very true.
the two together. So it's interesting that I met you.
There is a lots of jobs going, but there is no. But I want there are some courses ki actual people tell about AI, use of AI. Otherwise, people just use Chat GPT, Gemini. That's it.
Yeah. So I've spoken about that a lot in the book as well.
Okay. So there are some tools or technology, AI
technology tools. I talk about a lot of frameworks on how to use AI better.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's totally connected with the education place.
Education, yes. Education and technology and how to know better yourself and keep yourself fast-paced for this current day market.
So just using Chat GPT is not actually doing AI and all.
And when I have to use AI for my systems,
yes, sir.
What's the best way to use according to you?
See, so obviously design workflows and everything, you can use AI to give you some answers or calculate or do some modifications to your ideas. So what I would always say is use AI in the places where you feel like maybe you have an idea, you have a design workflow or a chart or a design of an electrical system, you've put it onto paper. Now you want to check what sort of ways you can improve it or what sort of way to refine.
According to you, what I understand, first you have to use the simple education system.
First, use your understanding, what you know.
After completion of work, you can check, you can take help of AI to check whether you have done it.
Check is one. Refinement, innovation, right? Innovate and speak to it. Obviously, speak to AI and obviously try to understand how can I make my idea a little bit better.
Great.
Right? Like, for example, if I were to write a book now, I can write a book fully by myself. And then what I can do is I can ask AI to check into these topics, because a lot of people think that they come and say, hey, it's stopping people from thinking. But it's only stopping people from thinking if their only objective is to go to AI and ask questions. If you go to AI and be like, I want to evolve my ideas, I want to shape my ideas better with AI, then it's going to refine your thinking process. It's going to give you more ideas. It's what you want out of it. Right? It gives you autonomy. But there's obviously
campus people who are just asking questions.
Exactly.
And it's not actually putting their mind into it.
There are pros and cons. I mean, in everything there's pros and cons. Exactly.
How do they adapt to different learning styles?
So, yeah, you can adapt to different learning styles if you bring back and inculcate personalized learning into the classrooms. Personalized learning does not always mean you have to sit one-to-one with a child, but at least you need to understand what is required. So that's where AI can always come into that picture of trying to assess and understand what is required for different types of children. And right, so a lot of schools have a lot of tools that they implement, but none of them actually use it. Now we use smart boards, we use video lectures, we use smart TVs, we use all these things in schools, but trust me, all these are just for show, for admissions in a school. Nobody actually uses them realistically. It's not just the students are becoming lazy, the teachers are also becoming lazy. Why? Because AI and all these things are also impacting teachers. That's something that people don't think. Teachers are always complaining about students, but students sometimes know a lot more than teachers.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of AI. And the book seems okay, but I'm not a big fan of AI because people are just stop thinking freely and just for everything they're going to ChatGPT.
But then AI can also be used in the right way to increase and enhance your thinking and your abilities.
Of course, I completely agree with you, but people are lazy.
Yes, I think that's the fundamental concept of how now the education system should probably be looking to teach people how to use AI, where to use AI and where not to. And that's what I talk about, the frameworks. I break down the frameworks inside the book to show you where you should use AI, where not to use AI, right? When we did literature or language literature, like back in the day, when I used to study, we were taught these are the things you should do, you can do, these are things you cannot do. But the thing is, people are missing the concept. It's not just that the students are lazy, it's also the teachers are lazy.
Of course.
Right? So because everyone wants the easy way out, everyone's looking for that quick answer or that quick, hack that they can have. So that's not the way things should be. And AI is a tool which is designed by humankind to never say, I don't know. It will always tell you an answer. Even if it doesn't know, it will give you an answer.
Right.
And that's why you have concepts like hallucination in AI. So the book basically, in the book I break down where and what and how do we use AI to bridge that gap. But at the same time, education as a whole is now an extravagant thing. So if you're rich, you can afford good education. If you're not rich, you can't afford education. So that's the disparity that we're trying to lock down, right? And I personally do know that because I run a business myself, AI will be the answer to that, to bring down the cost of education.
Right.
But that's all in our hands again, how we use the AI, right? I'm sure it will take some time because AI has just come. I wanted to open the eyes of parents, teachers, and students to understand what systems are currently doing to you, because the education system is not actually always teaching you. So I wanted to make people open and aware about it, but at the same time, I also want to give them awareness. It's not all bad. There's also good. Just that is me. Yeah.
Good. I'm so happy I could meet you. First time I'm meeting an author.